The National Electrical Code, specifically Section 300.4b, addresses the protection of cables run through bored holes in studs, joists, or rafters. This section mandates protection where the insulation is exposed, such as at the edge of the hole. This applies to both vertical and horizontal runs of non-metallic sheaths cable, commonly known as Romex. An inspector's interpretation that Romex run horizontally through bored holes in an unfinished garage requires protection stems from this code. The inspector likely determined that the insulation was exposed at the edges of the holes and therefore needed protection against physical damage. It's important to understand that the code doesn't explicitly require protection for all horizontal Romex runs. A misinterpretation could occur if the inspector assumes all horizontal runs automatically require protection. The key is whether the insulation is exposed and vulnerable to damage. If the bored holes are smooth-edged and the cable insulation is not damaged or likely to be damaged, it could be argued that the Romex is adequately protected without additional measures. To address this situation, firstly, contact the inspector to request a re-inspection. Secondly, clearly explain your understanding of NEC Section 300.4b. Thirdly, provide evidence supporting your belief that the Romex is sufficiently protected. For example, demonstrate the smooth edges of the bored holes and the absence of insulation damage. If the inspector remains unconvinced, you may need to install additional protection. This could involve using cable guard plates, also known as nail plates, which are metal plates designed to prevent nails or screws from penetrating the cable. Another option is to encase the Romex in conduit, which provides a robust physical barrier. When running Romex through bored holes, consider these points. 1. Ensure the holes are drilled in the center of the framing member to provide maximum protection from nails or screws. 2. Use appropriately sized drill bits to avoid damaging the cable insulation. 3. Consider using cable bushings or grommets to further protect the cable at the edges of the holes. 4. When selecting cable guard plate or conduit, ensure they are appropriately sized for the Romex cable. 5. Securely fasten the cable guard plates or conduit to the framing members. 6. Always follow local electrical codes and regulations in addition to the NEC. 7. Consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns regarding Romex cable installation. 8. Consider the long-term use of the garage and potential for future modifications. 9. Document the installation process, including photos and measurements, to provide evidence of compliance with code requirements. 10. Be prepared to discuss your installation with the inspector and be open to their suggestions. Understanding the nuances of NEC Section 300.4b is crucial for ensuring safe and code-compliant electrical installations. While the code mandates protection where insulation is exposed, it also allows for reasonable judgment based on the specific circumstances of the installation. By carefully considering the factors mentioned above and communicating effectively with the inspector, you can achieve a positive outcome. In addition to physical protection, ensure the Romex cable is properly supported throughout its run. The NEC specifies requirements for cable support, which vary depending on the cable type and installation method. Generally, Romex cable must be supported at intervals not exceeding 4½ feet and within 12 inches of boxes, cabinets, and fittings. Use cable staples, straps, or other approved methods to secure the cable without damaging the insulation. Avoid over-tightening staples, as this can compress the insulation and create a potential electrical hazard. When running Romex cable through thermal insulation, derriting may be required. Derriting is the process of reducing the allowable ampacity of a conductor to compensate for elevated temperatures. The NEC provides tables that specify derriting factors based on the number of current-carrying conductors in a raceway or cable and the ambient temperature. Consult these tables to determine if derriting is necessary for your installation. In some cases, it may be necessary to use a larger conductor size to compensate for derriting. Consider the potential for future modifications or additions to the electrical system. It may be beneficial to install additional conduit or pull strings to facilitate future wiring changes. This can save time and effort in the long run. Ensure all electrical connections are made properly and securely. Use appropriately sized wire connectors and tighten them to the manufacturer's specified torque. Loose connections can cause overheating and potentially lead to a fire. When working with electricity, always prioritize safety. Turn off the power to the circuit before making any connections or modifications. Use appropriate personal protective equipment, such as safety glasses and gloves. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician. The NEC is a comprehensive document that covers a wide range of electrical installation requirements. It is essential to stay up to date with the latest edition of the NEC and to understand the specific requirements that apply to your installation. Consider attending electrical training courses or seminars to enhance your knowledge and skills. Proper grounding is crucial for electrical safety. Ensure the Romex cable is properly grounded to the electrical panel. This provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which can trip a circuit breaker or ground fault circuit interrupter, GFCIs, protecting against electrical shock. Use appropriate grounding techniques and materials, and follow the NEC requirements for grounding and bonding. When running Romex cable in damp or wet locations, use appropriate wiring methods. The NEC specifies requirements for wiring in these locations, which may include using waterproof connectors and enclosures. Avoid running Romex cable in direct contact with water or other liquids. Regularly inspect your electrical system for any signs of damage or deterioration. Look for frayed wires, loose connections, or damaged insulation. If you find any problems, have them repaired by a qualified electrician as soon as possible. Proper maintenance can help prevent electrical hazards and ensure the long-term reliability of your electrical system. When planning an electrical installation, consider the energy efficiency of the equipment and appliances you will be using. Choose energy-efficient products that meet Energy Star standards. This can help reduce your energy consumption and save money on your electricity bill. Properly insulate your home to reduce heat loss and gain. This can also help improve energy efficiency and reduce your carbon footprint. Consider using renewable energy sources such as solar panels to generate electricity. This can further reduce your reliance on fossil fuels and help protect the environment. By following these guidelines, you can ensure safe, code-compliant, and energy-efficient electrical installation. Remember to always prioritize safety and to consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns.